Hello and welcome back. We're still on KU. We're now looking at evaluating page read data. So we will go back to our sheet. I'm just going to copy video 8 to video 9 because we're using exactly the same data. We've entered our pages per book, we've entered our page read, and we have the payout. So now we're going to look at the sell through. So this will be the book-to-book sell-through through the series, which is this one here. And as you can see, we have some sales. Oh, sorry, let me just... And there we go. I just took a copy of the numbers from here so we can see how many page reads there were. Will make life slightly easier when looking at this. So as you can see here, we have, oh, it won't show me the right screen. There we go. So we have the page reads of 5,000, 8,000, 4,000. And if we look at the read through, you can see that from book 1 to book 2, you get a very big increase. And that's because there are more pages in book 2. And from the point of view of calculating how much we earn, that's exactly what we want to know. Because we don't care about how many people actually completed book 1 and then read all of book 2. We just want to know how many page reads are there for our calculations. And then from book 2 to book 3, the same thing. We just need to look at the calculations. But this section here is more for us for our own use, and these are strange numbers. So we're saying that from book 1 to book 2 it jumps 160%, and then it looks like book 2 to book 3's terrible read through. So that's the read through based on the there we go, on the pages read. What we really care about here is this one for this calculation, because this is just for us understanding our sell through the series from book to book. So we want to look at full book reads, and here we can say, well, from book 1 to book 2, 80%, pretty good. Book 2 to book 3, 100%, that's phenomenal, that's absolutely brilliant. Far better than the 50% we thought we were getting. So you might have thought you had a major issue, but no, everyone who finishes book 2 seems to be going on to read book 3. That is really, really good. And we can see that in the numbers as well. So you can see here that that number there is 8,000 page reads, and that is 4,000. But we know that book 2 is twice as long as book 3. So that does equate to one book read. So that's why we use both the pages read and full book reads in this section. And the reason I left pages read in, because otherwise when you look down here, this might look a little bit strange. So here we just say KU because we're only doing the percentage of sales, in this case, or percentage of pages read. So we do want that 160%, and then we see 80%, and that's going from KU book 1 to book 3, so page reads. So there are 80% as many page reads for book 3 as there are for book 1. Okay, hopefully that will make sense. And now what we need to have a look at is the actual main stats. And this is actually very similar to what we've seen before. There's not much that's different here. By the time we get to this point, we're just talking in terms of amounts. We're not talking in terms of numbers or page reads. So you can see for KU, for every complete read of book 1, so this is where we're using that metric again so that it matches. We're talking about a complete read here and a sale of book 1 for the others. We're only getting $1.43, so much, much lower than we would get for selling the ebook. And obviously you may find that your numbers are actually much higher or much lower. And then you can see the total amount. So this is going to be calculated in this case by your number of page reads times the page read payout across all of the books and added together. And again, you can see these two are added together, so it's not making much difference at all, just $71 compared with the 41,000. And that's reflected in the percentage of income as well. So 98% and 2%. And if we were to go back to video 7, you can see it's actually such a small difference. It hasn't made any difference here at all. And that's just down to the percentage coming in with these numbers. And as I said, you can, if you had paperback, an audiobook and hardback, you would have all of those in here, and they would all be being taken into account at this point. And you can read off the income per sale for each. So if you wanted to just do a focus on advertising for paperbacks, well, you've got the ability to see how much you get back per book one sale for that. If you were doing something like Amazon ads, where you're just targeting your book one, and people might, if you've got it available on all these formats, they might buy the ebook, they might go to KU, they may go to the paperback, they may go to the audiobook, or even the hardback. Then you do need that number, because you don't have any control. You can to some extent target a little bit more accurately, saying I only really want to target ebooks, but you don't have any control that someone won't go and buy the hardback or go into KU especially. So that is how we factor Kindle Unlimited in. As I say, it's actually not as difficult as it might sound. Once again, all we're really doing is entering the numbers. As we enter the number of pages, we enter the number of page reads. That's all we've had to put in there, and all the other numbers were calculated for us. So simple. And we will go on to the next, and at the moment final video, unless I decide to record more later, which is what to do if you don't have a book 2. If instead of book 2 you have a course. And once again, it's actually easier than it might sound, but I'll show you that in the next video.